So after brainstorming a few ideas and looking at their current sales, they realized that selling hamburgers, French fries, and soft drinks generated a major chunk of profit, almost 87%. So they decided to focus only on these three items whilst dropping everything else. They decided to make it a walk-up restaurant where customers would need to walk in and not drive in, eliminating the need of team members required at a drive-in restaurant. They further planned to use disposable food packaging to reduce silverware costs. They decided the tagline of their restaurant would be "Orders ready in 30 seconds," and that's how they were going to attract customers. To implement their speedy delivery system, the brothers and a group of employees spent an afternoon on a tennis court, drawing their crazy plan with chalk to determine the most efficient plan for the kitchen to speed up food preparation. After hours of making changes and testing the efficiency of the kitchen design, they'd finally had the perfect kitchen setup which would speed up their food making and delivering service. But business didn't take off so quickly even after that. The customers weren't really happy to get out of their car to get their orders, and people weren't getting used to the new food packaging. But the McDonald's brothers didn't give up and tried everything they could to give their customers the right kind of service. And then it all paid off, as McDonald's became the most popular restaurant in the town. Ray is enthralled to listen to the brothers' story, and he is unable to sleep that night. The next day, he proposes that the brothers franchise the restaurant. According to Ray, this unbelievable establishment should be expanded so that everyone around the world can experience it. Both the brothers claim that they had already tried to open franchises in several areas, but had difficulty maintaining quality standards in each of them. While trying to convince the brothers for franchising, Ray notices a painting on a wall of an unusual building. Mac explains that it was a concept design created by Dick for their franchise in Phoenix. This sends Ray down to Phoenix, where he sees the failed McDonald's franchise restaurant with the golden arches. Seeing this, Ray becomes determined to try to convince the brothers of his idea. He returns home and tells his wife about the restaurant that he has just seen in Phoenix with a fully automated system. He tells her that he wants to invest in this revolutionary business and become a part of it. His wife, on the other hand, is not so happy about this idea. She is satisfied with what they have and wants to live with it happily rather than risking it all. They both argue when Ray asks her to support him in his vision. The next day, Ray goes back to his old job as a traveling salesman. He is upset after being ignored by restaurants and can't stop thinking about the restaurant idea. Despite his wife's disapproval, he goes to McDonald's to convince the brothers to allow him to lead their franchising efforts. Dick is reluctant about the idea of franchising again, as he is concerned about his brother's health, who went into the hospital the last time their idea of franchise failed. Both the brothers give it a thought and decide to finally agree with Ray. However, they decide to keep a tighter leash on everything and a complete oversight. Soon after, a contract is drafted for the brothers and Ray, with a major condition that no franchise decisions can be made without the brothers' approval. Ray quickly signs the paperwork and then heads to Des Plaines, Illinois to open up his McDonald's franchise. But finding funding is difficult since most of the investors refuse to invest in his franchise, and so Ray is forced to take a loan. His home is leveraged, but he does not tell his wife about this. Ray waits for the final approval of the McDonald brothers for substantial alterations that he has suggested to be made. However, the brothers are taking too long to respond, more than Ray had anticipated. He calls them to ask them how long will it take for the approval. Dick replies that he has asked his architect to thoroughly review the alterations to make sure everything is safe and up to code. Ray gets pissed off, as he has a lot of his own money invested. Finally, work for Ray's new restaurant starts, and he makes sure that the operations run exactly as they did in San Bernardino.